What's up there, guys? Chase here. Just wanted to quickly go over the new program that I've created, which is the RBA program, standing for Relationship Building Automation, and how this is going to pretty much take over in the next few years when it comes to SEO and doing automation for robots. Basically, we're going to be talking about how the rise of competition with SEO and with organic search results is a bad thing, and how it's going to affect everybody who does SEO, and how a lot of people are going to be switching to robots, automation, and utilizing even AI to improve their businesses and the businesses they're working with. So let's just not waste any time and get right into it. Basically, I'm going to be explaining to you today how I've been able to start automating a lot of my own relationships, how I bring those relationships into my sales process, how I end up selling services to them as well as info products, and how I can do this for other businesses as well, and how you can too. So specifically, we're going to be talking a little bit about the following. We're going to be talking about what is relationship building automation, what is possible with robots. We're going to be talking about chatbots that I've been able to create so far, and I'm going to be showing you a little bit about what I've been able to do. You're going to be learning about how to build a new online business if you are looking to diversify your income streams with other things than just SEO. We're going to be talking about how to set up your first chatbot, the different basic things you need to do in order to pull data from your chatbot users into spreadsheets so you can start collecting data. We're going to be talking about data scraping with certain tools like Phantom Buster to data mine and be able to grab information from your users and use that for your sales process. We're going to be talking about how to use Integromat to process your data and be able to integrate with multiple platforms like Phantom Buster and ManyChat. And then we're going to be talking about social media automation and what's possible there. So hopefully you guys are excited for this, because I am super excited. And if you're watching this later on and you're like, hey, how do I sign up? Because I will be talking about this in a little bit. All the information for this is at chaserunner.com/relationship-building-automation. And I will leave a link to that in the description of this video. Unless you're on the landing page, then obviously you already know where you're at. Cool, so let's get into it. Let me move this down a little bit. So first of all, let's talk about why relationship building automation. Why is this something that you should be getting into right now? And the main reason is that the internet is expanding at an insane rate, and basically the more content that's getting added, the more competition there is. So like, let's say you are trying to rank a blog post now versus 5 years ago, you're going to be competing with 500 times the people on the search results, if not even more, because there's so much content being created trying to target the same keywords, because everybody's trying to rank for organic traffic or rank organically. So the problem with this, again, is that if you think about this in another 5 years from now, it's going to be even more competitive. So all of the cold advertising that people were doing, or that people do, all the cold lead generation, is going out the window, because leads are harder and harder to convert these days if the lead doesn't know who you are. So you want to build that lead into warm traffic, and how you warm that traffic up is through automating your relationships online. And if we look at sort of what's going on right now, we have, most people are doing ads, or they're ranking organically, or they're, doing social media, and they're pointing people directly to their sales page. And that's not usually how it works, because most people are not going to buy, because they don't know who you are. So instead of doing that, what you actually do, instead of paying for leads, you're actually paying for people to actually give people things for free, to get something for free. Now that means that you're actually paying for no leads. You're paying for 0 leads, in the sense that nobody's going to buy from you, right? There's going to be no conversions first off. But instead of you doing what most people are doing, which everybody's trying to buy leads, is you're paying for people to just opt in to something like ManyChat, or click on a link, or do something simple. Go to your website. And the reason for that is because most people will click on a link. Most people will go to your website. Most people will pretty much just, do anything that doesn't require them to buy. And the reason that they don't want to buy is because they're so saturated all the time with people trying to get them to buy something from them. So instead of you selling, what you do is you get people to pay, or you pay for people to see something for free, whether you're buying content so you can rank on Google, whether you're doing a YouTube video and you are, paying to get that advertised, or you're trying to rank that organically and you're paying for the production on that, or you're, paying for ads. Whatever you're paying for, you don't want to be focusing on people selling anymore, or you don't want to be focusing on people buying from you right off the bat anymore. Instead, what you want to do is you want them to opt in. And what you do is, in order to get them to opt in, you create something simple that people are going to want. Like, for instance, let's say I give away a free SEO audit template. A lot of you are familiar with my SEO audit templates. You can see I put a lot of work into this so people can watch the template for free. They can get all these resources that they can use for their websites. They can use all these things. This took a lot of time, and it took a lot of money in order to create all of these processes with my own time, with other people's time, with all the things that I've had to do, all the templates I had to buy from other people to kind of repurpose the things that I've learned other places into my own template, only to give it away for free. But it's because it has such a high opt-in rate, because I created it, that it is perfect for getting people interested in clicking on a link, because everybody wants something that's high value and free. Now, what I do is I'll do ads, and I'll show you for my ads, I'm paying about $300 per 100 opt-ins. Now, that might seem a lot because it's about $300 or $3 per click, right? But if you think about it, all of those people who opt into that relationship with me, they all go into ManyChat. Basically, what happens is we get a new lead, pretty much, a new opt-in every click. And I'm going to show you what I can actually do with that click in a second. But once people are in, I get about a 70% open rate. So that means 70% of the people who opt in, so 100 people, 70% of them are going to see another message from me in the future, which is really good. I mean, you think about people opting into email, or you think people opting into, calling you or something. That is an extremely high retention rate, and that's with paying such little money, where some people I know are paying $1,000 per schedule. Like, people, in order to, get somebody to schedule an appointment with them, they're paying about $1,000 by the time somebody actually schedules an appointment with them. Where I can get about a 70% open rate on my messages. Not only that, but I can pull so much data from these users that I'm about to show you, and I can cross-reference things that I know about them that they don't know I know about them. And I can use that as a way to build conversations with these people in a very personal way without them knowing that robots are working behind the scenes. So let me show you how this works. So let's say ManyChat, somebody clicks into this right here. What's going to happen is a message is going to pop up, and it's going to say, hi name, before I send you this template, please leave your email so I can, send it over. Well, before I send it over, I just say, give me your email and I'll send it over. So they send it over. So I send it over. They open the email, they grab the template, and a couple things are happening here. First of all, they get the really cool template, which is awesome, and obviously this leads to a paid template, so if they want to buy it, it's basically just a pitch in here, so they can buy the paid template, and then they can watch all the videos, and that's sort of an upsell there. But the real thing that I get here is I get their email, which I can use with my robots. So as I was telling you earlier, with the chatbots behind the scenes, I'm going to show you what's possible with robots that I've been able to create on my own in the last few months with just all theory, but then actually able to use this theory to actually create real scenarios where I've been able to collect data like this. You can see this is tons of lines of data from people where all I grabbed was their email, and I'm able to take that back to their profiles in ManyChat or wherever I want to reference it, and automatically use that data as a way to start conversations on any network I want, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on LinkedIn, whether it's on text messages, whether it's on Messenger. I can use this data, tag people in any way tag people on any of these platforms, and actually reference the information I know about them and message them on these platforms with information they don't know I know. So like, let's say I wanted to go look at all of the people who I've been able to grab their locations. If I go to audience, locations, oops, sorry, you got to go by filter first. Here it is. So if I want to see anybody in the United Kingdom, or if I want to just see anybody who has a location, here you can see I have 143 people. And all of these people, not only do I get their location, I get their birthday, I get their job date range, I get the company they're working at, I get the location they're at, I get the school they went to, I get to see the skills they have. I get all this stuff off of LinkedIn automatically tagged into their account. So if I want to message them and say, hey, Kyle, or hey, name, how is your, how's the weather in Austin, Texas? Or I can even get to the point where eventually, and this is where we're headed, is take this data like, hey, Austin, I see that, or hey, Kyle, I see the weather in Austin, Texas is at 50 degrees. I can automatically pull that stuff with all these sequences that I'm doing and create these really personalized relationships where people think that I'm going out and looking at information of them so that I can message them about their profile that they think I visited, but it's really just robots building all these relationships. So if we look at the spreadsheet here, again, these are all profiles that I've been able to pull with my automation. So what happens is as soon as somebody enters their email in the link that I've created, so in ManyChat, you can see here, let's see this guy right here, Eric Moore. He clicked on the link. It said, I just updated my Screaming Frog template to auto pull a ton of awesome data from any website. I also created a config file that you can use to grab all the settings that I have in my exports from Screaming Frog automatically. Would you like me to send it over? He says, I'm interested. There's a 1-minute delay and the new flow starts and it says, here's what it looks like. Before I send it, give me your email. He gives me his email. And then my robot, once he gives me my email or gives me his email, it updates my main template. So my main template tracks all of my conversations I've had with people, the questions I'm asking, tells me whether or not they got my template, gives me a ton of data already right off the bat that is fed into my first spreadsheet. And in the first spreadsheet, I call it my SEO roadmap audience. Here. You can see here's all the questions that have been asked. You can see this is question 1. So look, these are all the things that they've answered. Here's their user ID, so I can message them back later when I'm referencing them. Phone numbers, emails, so on and so on. Now, if I go back to the next platform, so the next platform is called Phantom Buster, I can actually feed in all of these things that are getting pulled from ManyChat into that spreadsheet, which then get pulled into Phantom Buster. And Phantom Buster can reverse look up emails to LinkedIn profiles and other platforms as well. So if I set this up correctly, all I have to do is press launch. And here we go. We're automatically getting all these new emails crawled and matched to LinkedIn. These are the 3 new emails we just got in the last couple of minutes. And this does it automatically every like 20 minutes so that we keep getting new information pulled. And then what I do is I take Phantom Buster and I feed it into Integromat. And what Integromat does is it goes and it takes all this information and it tags it on ManyChat or whatever platform I want to tag the information so I can cross-reference on any social media platform. So if we look at this, you can see this is what it does. Now the cool thing about this, guys, is that you don't have to learn any of this. Like you don't have to learn how to set any of this up. You don't have to learn how to do any of this. All you have to do is take the templates that I export, plug it into your accounts, and you're ready to go. You can take the spreadsheets, you can take all these files, you just follow simple step-by-step instructions in the program, and you will be good to go, and you can replicate this in any business. And the best part about it is that pretty much any business is going to want data collection because most businesses don't have it. Most businesses don't have the ability to take the leads they are getting and then gather this much data on them. Now, why is it so important that we gather data on leads? Because if we want to start filtering out what's going on, meaning we want to see, okay, we want to target people with SEO, we want to target people with certain locations, we want to call people with certain budgets, all of these things can be achieved just with the data collection that we're doing. So it's pretty nuts that we can actually grab all this stuff, but it's not crazy because we have all of these robots now that can do it. So let's talk a little bit more about understanding how chatbots work. So in chatbots, all you're basically really doing is you're creating a way for people to message you. Chatbots equal people messaging you. And what your goal is your goal is to make it so that people think you are human. People think your chatbots are human. Now, how do we do this? Because I've been trying to figure this out for a long time. And the way you can make people think your chatbots are human is by cross-referencing data that people don't think you have. Because how is somebody going to know that it's your birthday if all you've given them is a message that says, hey, I want the template, here's my email? Unless they went out and looked at your information somewhere else. So we can have chatbots automatically email people or message them or text them saying happy birthday on their birthday. Or we can have them reference their location or even their mom. We can pull that information. We can pull their mom's URL off Facebook. I mean, we can do some crazy stuff. So that's sort of the purpose of this idea, and how you make money off this isn't necessarily just by creating chatbots and gathering data. It's by selling data, because everybody wants more information on their customers. It makes selling easier to them. It makes sorting information easier. It makes prospecting easier. Data is the ultimate way to sell to people these days, because most traffic that people get, most of it just falls off. It just falls off the cliff and it never comes back. So being able to collect, where 90% of people's traffic is going and bring it into some sort of data collection process, you now retain all of these people. And the best part is that you're not only retaining them on one place, like let's just say Messenger. The goal of your robot is to start getting them into other places like texting, like email. And you can do this by grabbing their information and actually adding it to flows, where once you grab their phone number, once you grab their email, it starts working on its own, the robot, and it will start texting the person saying, hey, what did you think about that meme I just sent you on Facebook, right? Which is really crazy, because look, all these people who I got the number off of the automated flow in my test that I did, they said they got, the meme. And if they didn't say that, then they said something else, which basically means that they did the fallback, and they could have just said, I did, or they could have said something along the lines of yes, but this is only if they get an exact match yes. It makes more sense when you actually see how the robots work, which I'll be showing you how they work in the program. But yeah, let's just quickly go over how easy it is to set up your first chatbot, because I know a lot of you are probably watching this and thinking, well, this is great for you, Chase, but I have no idea how robots work, and this looks all very complicated, which it isn't, because again, what we can do is a simple step process where we go to new flow, we enter our flow, so we just say new chatbot, or we could call it a Chase bot if you want. And you can pretty much immediately import a flow that you got from me. So if we go to the way you actually do it is you download the flow, and then what you do is you open the flow just like you would in here. So like it would be a template just like this. You click on it, it imports into your account, and then there you go, boom, you already have my huge flow that I've created and integrated. Same thing with Integromat. You can copy this, plug it right in. I can export it just by going to Export Blueprint. You press Import, and it now matches up with all your columns that you already exported within ManyChat. It takes seconds to do. And that's the best part about this, is you can do this not only in your own accounts for your own business, but you can do this for your clients. Your upsell to your clients is going to be insane. I have clients right now willing to pay thousands right now just to get this integrated into their business. And I'm selling you not only the program for this, but also all of the templates I've already created that's taken me out like thousands of hours to do. And you can do that in literally seconds and start upselling this in your business. So if you can't make $300 off this back, I really don't know what you're doing. And I'm not trying to talk smack or anything, but this is literally the future of how things are supposed to be working on the internet. And it's the way out of just doing SEO, because everybody wished they would have gotten on SEO when it first started back when web design was a huge thing before everybody was doing web design. But now everybody's going to be wishing they got on chatbots a lot sooner and data scraping with relationship building automation, because robots are the future of marketing. It's going to replace thousands of people's jobs. So why not get on it now and be controlling the robots instead of having the robots control you? So that's pretty much it. I mean, if you guys want to get more information on it, feel free to contact me. My email is I'm@chaserenner.com. I will be answering any questions you guys have about this, probably on a live chat soon as well. And I would definitely, before spaces run out, go over to chaserenner.com. It's /relationship building automation. And what you can do, relationship building automation. And what you can do is you can pick all of this up. The pre-sale, it's going to be out on the 20th for $297, and there's one extra option in there if you would like to get the updates for on any templates that I make over the next year. They're going to be monthly updates, so things where I'm going to be scraping Craigslist and emailing thousands of people off Craigslist with dynamically replaced data just like this. Setting up new ManyChat templates, all these things. You're going to get a year of monthly updates for the new templates and added sequences if you just put an extra $197 on that. So thank you guys for stopping by, and hopefully you guys enjoy the program, because it is going to be probably the best program I've ever made, and we'll see you guys in it. So until next time, happy automation, and we'll see you. Bye.